All right, guys, we are back and ready to do the curved track. So, as you can see, we have a lot of things going on right now. We're going to add another piece. So, plus, create part studio, right click on that name, rename it. So, this is going to be curved track. Looks good. Okay, so for the curve track, what we're going to do is we're going to use a revolve with the profile. So let's go into sketch, front view on our front view cube. We're going to take a rectangle, we're going to throw it over here and tie it into that origin like that. And then we're going to go ahead and do that same drawing we did last time. So we got to do that midpoint right here. We're going to throw that little rectangle, get rid of that construction line right here. And I'm kind of moving faster with this because at this point, it should be very similar to what we've done with the last one. So the distance for all of this across is that 3.4. You could, I mean, in a way, there's probably a way to like copy what you did for this profile here, you know, like delete, like copy the thing, delete the profile, blah, blah, blah. But one of the things is I'm not tied to the origin this time. I'm over to the left. You could go over to the right or over to the left, but do not tie it to the origin. And if you did, you know, right click, find the constraint, click on it, delete it, and move it over here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and it's this distance from here to here is 0.75. This time they did it the other way. It's funny. This distance from the top to the bottom. Oh, we already did that. Whoa, look at that. It's already there. Craziness. Okay. And then this distance here is going to be 0.35. And let me move that so you can see what I'm talking about. And then this distance here, we'll move it this way this time. I'll anticipate it, 0.4. All right, so we got the 0.4 there. We got that. Why is it blue? Oh, it's blue because we're not tied to the origin. So let's tie. So I'm going to go like this and like this. And I'm going to say that the distance is 15 inches. What? So you're like, well, what happened? Just go to your front view cube piece and it'll center up your drawing. Let's move this out of the way so you can see what's going on. So we have all this here. Oh, I forgot to mirror. Let's do it. I was still doing dimensions. I was all excited about that 15. So we're going to go here to mirror. Click on that center line first that we've put in the center, right? And then we're going to go ahead and add these little grooves. Doot, doot, doot. Okay. That looks good. So everything is identical to what we did on the straight track with this part. Again, it's not tied to the origin. It's the only difference. It's been moved over. I'm now going to hit check. And I'm going to go to revolve and click on that nice little profile. And it's immediately, and revolve axis. So for the revolve axis, what you're doing is you're using the right, oh, it won't let you use the plane. Oh, let's put a mate connector on it for fun. So we're going to put a mate connector right on our origin because it's not, because the other option would be to do a construction line, but we're going to do that. And poof, it went straight into this thing here. So we can hit check. Oh, don't hit check. Wow, I'm on my game today, guys. Okay, so not really. Instead of it being full, we're going to go and we're going to go one direction, I guess, and make this 45 degrees. Okay, so that gives you your little curved track. We still have to put those key pieces in, you know, the parts that make it like a puzzle piece. So we're not done yet, but as you can see, it is definitely a curved track. Okay, so let's talk about how we're going to do this. Let's go to top. We're hanging out over here. We're going to do a sketch over here. I'm just going to sketch on the top. And I'm going to do you remember if you did this with me before, we kind of did a rectangle and a circle that ties in here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use those same dimensions that I did last time. So that was, the distance is, do I have a height on that or did I mess that up? I feel like I do have a height. Yeah, it's 1. There we go. And then this is based on a radius for me. So I'm going to go ahead and make it into a diameter. So 1.4. And then this here was 0.6. Okay. So that looks good. That's like where it's supposed to be. I'm in the wrong direction, guys. That's interesting. I wonder if I could do it that way. So you think with the straight track, our drawing has it going the other way. I think that may matter. Let's see if it matters. So let's go with turning this off, going here, grabbing that and deleting it. And then I should be able to move it. Yeah. And let's pop it right over here and see if will it tie into the midpoint or do I have to? No. Okay, so let me go ahead and do midpoint, grab this and this. And it tied it in that way. So it's sticking out on this end, which is interesting. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to go with this midpoint here and this line here. Okay, first part is in. Now, if you remember from before, we did a pattern. I'm not going to attempt to even try to do that here. I'm just going to go right ahead and build the whole thing again over here. So we're going to get rid of that. Do this again. So rectangle, circle, dimensions, 1. Oops. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stop what I'm doing right now. Do you see what my problem is? You know what? Let's see what happens. I'm game. This is 1.4. Ooh, that's because this needs to be 6.6. Okay. What are the chances that when I tie this to this, it's going to work correctly? We will see. Oh, no, it's mad at me. Oh, because it says this has to be straight. I'm going to say no, it doesn't. Okay, it worked. So what it did was I used the coincident to make this line glue to this line, right? And the first thing it told me was no, because this had a horizontal constraint. So we just got rid of the horizontal constraint, and now it works. So if you look and I go to move this, you're going to see that it will only move along this area. So we're going to do our midpoint again. So I'm going to go to the midpoint, and then I'm going to go to the, oops, nope. Pretend that didn't happen. No, I don't know. I feel like sometimes it glitches. Okay, zoom in so that you get the line. There we go. That looks good. So what we've done is we've done exactly what we did before with the straight, but now we're doing it with the curved. I'm going to then do my extrude, right? I'm going to go the other direction. And it is at 1. We could just keep it there and hit add instead of new. So it turns blue and check. Now remember, just like before, the extrude, the sketch went away with our first extrude. So we're just going to turn it back on. Extrude, remove. And now we're going to go here and say through all. Looks good. Hit check. The last thing we're going to do after we turn off our sketch is put those little curves in. So if you remember, it's nice and little rounded fillets going on here. So let's put those in. Now, because we used 0.19 on the last track, if you haven't built anything since then and you're continuing, you will still have that 0.19, which is what we want. So just making those nice little curves. So we are good. I'll type in the 0.19 just to remind people. Again, I know some people run it without the voice, so There it is. Done. Again, let's make it a cool color. Double click. Green. Yeah, that works for me. Okay. All right. Our toy track is done. We're getting there. I'll see you in the assembly on the next one.